Which brings us to our final story. We are going to try getting through this together. I am dead tired. I spent the first 6 hours this morning pretty much fighting. And the first story is the third story? This is not the third story. The last story is the former head of the EHRC, which is, I get the Equality and Human Rights Commission. This is in the UK. Has come out stating that the Tory government has actively undermined the purpose of the commission. This comes following a speech by the Minister for Women and Equalities, Liz Truss, who announced a shift in government equality priorities away from gender and race. So, for those who don't know, we've talked about Liz Truss before. Liz Truss is someone who's previously stated that she wished she could abolish the Women's and Equalities Office in order to replace it with the Ministry of Truth, which is an incredible, that's not the Ministry of Truth, Ministry of Freedom, which is an incredible level of doublespeak. When a conservative person or far-right person talks about freedom, they always mean the freedom to target others. Pretty much, it's the whole thing that's like with the Heritage Foundation and the Freedom Alliance in the US. Liz Truss wants to Americanize UK politics pretty much and the equality system. Now, thankfully,
I did a whole thing unpacking that, which I unfortunately cannot remember a word of. So you'll have to watch the. I think it was the first stream we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, David noted how Liz had dropped all pretense of being subtle. Like before, it was kind of a nudge here and there, but now she was just coming out, with her going so far as to state the following, quote, "That is why I am appointing a new chair and a wide variety of commissioners to the Equality and Human Rights Commission to drive this agenda forward," end quote. Like, that's just like the banners unfurl moment. Like, she's taken over. This is the woman who fucking dealt with the, first of all, dragged out the whole Gender Recognition Act thing. When she got the results she didn't like, started pretending like no one cared about it, even though it'd been in the papers for months. Everyone had been yelling over each other about it. So like, she's just this really horrific woman, and she has just come in and taken over, and she is just trying to turn the UK Equalities and Human Rights Commission into her own, Heritage Foundation. Who, by the way, she has gone and talked on their panels twice. The actual fucking Heritage Foundation in the US, the anti-abortion, anti-LGBT+, anti-atheist group. So again, the fact that she is our Women and Equalities Minister is just fucking, it's just a sign of how appalling politics in the UK is.
I said it once, I'll say it again. Fuck the Tories.
Fuck the Tories. Now, on this, David criticised the idea that the government should have such power over an independent commission, because the EHRC is an independent commission that's meant to investigate the parties, including the current party, when they fuck up. So he stated that, quote, "My view is that an independent regulator shouldn't be in a position where the governments of the day can actually influence the appointments of that body to support a particular ideology," end quote.
You mean like your ideology?
No, but David is criticising Liz Truss.
Oh.
This is David criticising Liz Truss's actions. This is the former.
I'm tired.
This is the former head of the HRC.
I see ideology, and I just assume that it's a dog whistle now.
No, but that's the thing. It does kind of show, like, the whole thing about the trans agenda is controlling everything in the background, which we've done a previous video discussing about the anti-Semitic origins of that. So if you want to go have a look at that, go have a look at that. It's completely fucking backwards. Like Liz Truss.
Someone used the word ideology correctly. I'm shocked.
Someone used the word correctly. As a sociologist, I take offense to that. The ideology is the first term we define in sociology. Everything is ideology. David also added that, quote, There are certain groups who are massively disadvantaged, and to say there's only white working class people who are disadvantaged is inaccurate, end quote. Also, the Tories fucking hate white working class people, but they love using the white working class people as stooges as they take everything away. I'm sure in the US you've seen, like, impoverished white people supporting Trump, etc., who like cuts taxes for the billionaires and everything. Like, why are they doing that? We have that here in the UK as well. You're not alone in that. Capitalism it sucks. It sucks. And he links it specifically to the current situation, stating that, quote, COVID has demonstrated how important it is that you look at particular minorities, particularly black and minority ethnic experiences and outcomes during the pandemic. And just to conflate the situation between geographical inequality and white working class and other minorities and protected characteristics is just a massive oversimplification and very political, end quote. Interestingly enough, this also comes at a time when investigation by the EHRC into Islamophobia in the Tory party was put on hold to allow them to do their own review first. I just got to pause for a second. King John Cargarian has donated $5, stating that freedom to be bigots. Oh yeah, Heritage Foundation are also filled with free market fundamentalists. Same foundation that say we need to save economy. Yeah, they're all connected. And as we've seen, like, the Heritage Foundation is donating money to like the transphobic bigots over here, so it's all connected. Thank you for your $5 donation, it is very much appreciated. Going back to David here, it really seems like it's quite clear trying to stop things. David stated that, quote, my view is that the Commission needs to look at the recommendations of that review. This is an out of quote. This is the review done by the Tory party itself. Close quote. And if it is unhappy with the approach that it's taken and whether or not it is sufficiently independent and robust, if it's not satisfied about those things, then it should investigate Islamophobia in the Tory party in the way that it investigated anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. Because again, this is the same commission that did the investigation into anti-Semitism in the Labour Party and found that under Jeremy Corbyn, anti-Semitism started to decrease as Corbyn was actually putting into effect policies. But then when Keir Starmer came in, he blames the anti-Semitism on Corbyn. It's kind of like, okay, that's not what the report said.
That's one way of looking at things.
That's an interesting take. But yes, it seems like the moment the EHRC paused things and like, okay, Tory party can do their own review first, Liz Truss has come along and has just inserted like new people to take over, sort of thing. It's just, it is such a horrific abuse of power. And as far as I see, no one's stopping her. She's just getting away with it. It's just, yeah. There's always been anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. I'm just saying, someone's saying, like, I remember when anti-Semitism wasn't in the Labour Party. I'm going to tell you, anti-Semitism has always been in the Labour Party. It is a
Anti-Semitism has always been everywhere.
Part of British culture. It wasn't called out. That was the difference. So I'm just pointing that out.
Anti-Semitism is, I have been learning from my friend who's Jewish. Anti-Semitism is kind of everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things that's everywhere, unfortunately. Very unfortunately. Please listen to Jews. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna pretend like it isn't a fucking. It wasn't an issue. There's anti-Semitism on the left. Okay.
Here's a real hot, spicy take for you, a secret, if you will. My gift to you. Labour fucking sucks. The Labour's one saving grace is that they're not the Tories, or in Australia, that they're not the Liberals. That is the one good thing about Labour. Everything else is shit. Labour is the part. Okay, Liberals/Tories are the party that fuck everything up. Labour is the party that just keeps doing the same thing. If we want things to get better, we need to go further left. There we go. That's my gift to you. Is the most
Marx was
basic
anti-Semitic.
rundown.
We can't forget the Jewish question. You know, on the Jewish question, Marx's essay. So you know, it's yeah. Like I was getting happier under Corbyn because at least Corbyn was like taking steps to tackle transphobia.
He was improving stuff very slightly.
And again, anti-Semitism did go down under his leadership. It started to. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend like it was great either. Like, kill all your heroes, okay? Kill all your heroes. This is the trans agenda. Kill all your heroes.
Ethel, yeah. You're my hero, ooh woo. You're not actually my hero, but I had to say that because I knew you would hate it.
I am just too tired to care right now.
Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go, what the fuck did they say?
I'm just waiting for you to realize that associating with me is a mistake. That's good. Stimming is good. I would stim in solidarity, except I'm not on camera. I'll make some stimming noises in solidarity.
So yeah, that's. I just wanted to bring that up because Liz Truss again has been involved with the whole transphobia situation, and we can fucking guarantee that with this news shift, transphobia is not going to be invested. So yeah, because you know, like people like Rosa Dawn are now going to, if they bring up a fucking fraudulent report into investigations of transphobia, they say, it wasn't an issue. People like Rosa Dawn are going to start bringing it up. It's like, the EHRC, an independent organisation that investigated things, found that there isn't a transphobia problem, you know, with this politician. It's like, no shit, because it's not an independent organisation anymore. It's been bought by the fucking Tory party.
Did you know that this Tory party says that transphobia, this Tory puppet says that transphobia isn't a problem anymore? That means transphobia isn't a problem anymore. I am rational.